The $1 million question that everyone has been asking in crypto for quite some time is alt season dead forever? Will we ever see an alt season the likes of 2017, 2021, 2023, 2024 ever again? Or has the tide changed? Is regulation too heavy? Are meme coins too popular? I'm going to go over in this video why I think that alt season still quote unquote exists, just not the way that we've seen it in the past. Not every ship will rise if the tide gets higher, but what I will say is it's just a more selective amount of ships that will actually make it through the tide this time around. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more. Every single week here on In the Money, we have you covered Monday through Friday, everything that you need to win across the crypto markets. And I highly advise you guys drop down below into the link in the description. Check out our sponsors, especially Bitfunded. They're running some great promotions. If you are a day trader, you're looking to get funded, use a prop firm, use other people's money, and take a split of the profits. Link down below in the description to some great deals on funded accounts through Bitfunded. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video, guys. I don't want to waste any time. This video will be kind of short and concise. I just kind of want to go over my thoughts because one of the most common things I see in the comment sections of my videos over the last, I don't know, maybe year and a half, about a year since the last Bitcoin top in 126K in October of last year, is alt season's dead. Hustle, we're never going to see that again. I don't know why you would buy anything other than Bitcoin at this time period. It's just never going to happen. Now, I think that there's some validity to this, but I also think that that's pretty far-fetched to think that there won't be another quote-unquote alt season. But I'm going to explain why I think it's going to be different this time around. We look across the market, right? I mean, a lot of altcoins are just beaten down. Most of them overall are just kind of middling, are lower than their last cycle, even not even their highs. Like, a lot of these are just getting beat down to shreds. Like, stuff like Avalanche is at $6. This thing was at $62 last time around, down 90%. And I don't really see where this thing is going to find momentum. Sui is almost 50 cents, which is just crazy to think. There are many, many examples of alts that have just taken absolute beatings over the course of this bear market. But worse than last time, like, these alts have been treated horribly. Before this month, we saw Solana on monthly closes, like 7 consecutive red months. This bear market has been unforgiving for altcoins. And a lot of people are wondering, will we ever see an alt season again? We saw this viral video of Thread guy saying alt season, the fabled alt season where everything goes up 2017 or 20x, that's over, that's a fallacy at this point, that it's a lost ideology. Now, I agree. I actually don't think we're ever going to see the type of alt seasons that we saw, from October 2021, where literally you could have held anything in the entire market and it went up. It did not matter. All those cycles were really yes, there was challenges. You were trying to bet on good technology, teams with good marketing that weren't going to just outright rug pull you, whatever the case is. But nonetheless, there was still, some skill involved in making money in crypto in those time periods. But really, it was just a timing thing. It wasn't even as much about picking the right project. Most of all, everything at that time period, there was like 7,000 coins in crypto at that time. Everything at that time period pretty much went up. You were able to hit a 5 to 10x on virtually any single token, from the high level stuff, Solana, Avalanche, Cardano, all the way down to, crypto gaming coins. We were able to take advantage of that in 2021. Other, small narratives at that time period, but you could really buy anything at those times and it would go up. This time around, I think it's going to be certainly different. I think that it's going to really, with the regulation and the popularity of meme coins, if you guys are not seeing what's happening on the meme side, for the last 2 years almost at this point, right now, over the last 24 hours, there's been $100 million in volume on pump.fun, and on FOMO, there has been $700 million in volume over the last 30 days on FOMO. Now, memes are really taking over the landscape. They're taking over the mainstream. You see TikToks and social media posts of people going from $100 to $50,000. And of course, retail is going to flock to that over going and downloading Coinbase or whatever and buying an altcoin and just sitting on it and waiting forever. So the game has changed with short-term attention spans, everything like that. If you're going to be buying actual altcoins, you need to make sure you are only buying the cream of the crop. Now, on Friday, I talked about this extensively on this channel. I went over exactly the altcoins that I would be holding in this market. And you can see that video here, the one buy and hold. Everyone's too scared to touch altcoins. And I understand the PTSD. These things are down literally. A lot of these are the cycle leaders from previous cycles are down 80, 90% still. Only the relevant in the social media sphere projects that are doing something actually cutting edge and relevant in 2026 are going to probably be the ones that make people money and should be the only ones that you are accumulating in this market. You shouldn't just be going through here and saying, oh, I remember Cardano. I know Litecoin, all these weird coins that, did really well last cycle. That's not the mentality you should come in with. Last cycle, also, there was like narratives that just don't exist anymore. And nobody cares about owning all the L1s and L2s. Reason being is not everyone uses all these L1s and L2s. Most of these chains are actually completely dying. So like I said, I would look at this video I did previously, but I'll just go over quickly a few of these altcoins that I am absolutely continuing to buy. And I think these will be relevant when the time comes and altcoins actually start to catch volume. Number one is Hyperliquid. This thing is quietly trending back upwards on the chart on the 4-hourly throughout this month. We're going to see $100 hype one day. And this is at $55 right now. I absolutely would implore you, if you don't hold any Hyperliquid and you participate in crypto every single day, you should be doing this. They're doing $1 billion in revenue every single year. Oh, and by the way, they're taking 90% of that and buying back the token. Also, Pump.fun. Pump.fun has become a must-hold altcoin. They have bought back $5 million of tokens in the last 7 days. They've accumulatively bought back $430 million, and they've removed 30% of the total supply from the market. This is absolutely bullish. These are two protocols making money more than any other company in crypto, but they're also taking their own token supply off the market. These are like stock buybacks. They're absorbing the unlocks and early investors that are selling. Beyond bullish on both of these tokens. I think you need to have exposure to privacy, which for me would be Zcash. You look at Zcash right now, it's one of the few altcoins that's green on all three timeframes. I still think at $500, that is an absolute steal. And then AI. They're literally building models on these different decentralized AI chains that are beating traditional AI. We see Teutonic is a 10 billion pre-trained model, first in a sequence to be released on Subnet 3. And Jason predicts that Tau models will consistently be top 20 versus their contemporaries over the next 12 months. And over 24 months, there's a non-zero chance that they show up in the top 10. And like Bitcoin, they shock the world in the amount of compute that they are adding to the market. So I think for just a common thesis, you need to be involved in revenue meta, which is hype and pump. You need to be involved in AI because AI is the most popular niche in the world, which would be stuff like Tau, Near Protocol, Venice, privacy with Zcash. That's it. I understand if there's a couple other alts out there that you're like, well, I want to buy Solana, or I want, some exposure to Ethereum or whatever the case is. But I just think you have to understand that the world just in general, not just crypto, the world has changed in the last 5 years over what people prioritize, the time frames that people are willing to see something play out. Even the stock market has basically granted us instant gratification over the last 5 years. Like, you could have invested in any major hype stock in the right category, let's just say, over the last few years. And basically within the next couple of months, you have been in profit pretty much instantly. Altcoins haven't done that. But I do think there will be that moment that if you have the right stack of altcoins, it will happen for you. So in conclusion, alt season, let's just keep it real. Alt season, as we've known it in the past, is probably over. I don't think it's the time where you can go hold a random $2 million coin in the AI sector because you think it's flashy and it's going to pump and it's going to do 100x because everything goes up in a bull market. That's definitely not the market we live in anymore. It's so regulated. We have the Clarity Act coming up. Just a lot of players have left the space. The cream has risen to the top. And I think that if you're buying anything under those upper echelon of coins, then you might legitimately miss whatever format of alt season that we do have. But I certainly don't see it playing out like 2021. Maybe not even 2023's version where we saw a bunch of different narratives ripping. Like meme coins have taken over the sector. People rather go buy that in hopes of getting quote unquote rich overnight than be patient on these altcoins. But I think buying the right alts will be very advantageous for you this cycle. It's just going to take a little bit of patience while all these other markets are running hot. Crypto, AI, meme coins, etc. A little bit of patience when holding these top alts, I think will pay off massively if you can see it through to the other side, guys. So like the video down below. This was more of a thesis and ideology type of video. Just, I think that this is such a common topic right now of, is alt season ever going to happen again? I think no in the form that we know it. I think yes in the form of 2026. The quality stuff will run. Everything else is going to continue to erode. And that's really my true opinion, guys. So like the video down below, subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. As always, trade responsibly, my friends. And of course, stay bullish, my friends.